Om Jnanatamandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chaksuramalikam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Om Vishnu Vraya Krishna Prasnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharne Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Bhaskadyade Sadharne. Thank you for inviting us to this project. Krishna Srila Rupa Goswami says that there are 5 different powerful processes for devotional service. One of them is to chant the holy name. The other is to worship the deities. The third is to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. The fourth is to serve the devotees. The fifth is to live in a holy place. Or to make our hearts a holy place also, because we have to live in this body, so our hearts should become holy so that we have a holy place to live in. Those 5 processes are the primary method by which we become conscious of Krishna in this age, and we become conscious of everything else also. Out of the 5 processes, the chanting of the holy name is the Yuga Dharma, so all the other processes serve to help us chant the Hare Krishna mantra without offense. If we do that, then all the other desires will be fulfilled. After all, the whole universe was created from sound, and by sound either we become liberated or we become conditioned. By sound, there's different kinds of sound. One of the sounds is external, and then the other sound that we're quite accustomed to is internal. It's called our minds. So our minds are always speaking to us. Either they're talking Krishna Katha, or they're talking some other Katha. And according to what we're hearing, according to our association, then probably we'll be either hearing Krishna Katha or some other Katha. Therefore, every project that we have, everything we do, is to not only manifest those powerful processes, but also to be assured that what we're doing is based upon transcendental sound vibration. So that whatever we do is a manifestation, is a result of that transcendental sound vibration. Now, fortunately, Krishna has manifested himself, advented himself as the holy name. Therefore, although we don't always have access to the books, we may not have access to the deities, we may not even have access to a holy place, we may have access to the association of other devotees, but if we chant Hare Krishna and actually ask Srimati Radharani and Krishna to the best we can, because we're supposed to ask out of pure love, but until we find out what pure love is, it's pretty hard to ask in pure love. So we do the best we can to ask Krishna. At least we should know we're asking them to Hare Krishna, is to ask Srimati Radharani and Krishna to engage us in their loving service. Now that should be sufficient, as Haridas Thakur manifested or showed, for obtaining the perfection of life. That when we chant Hare Krishna, whether we're aware of it or not, Krishna, who's the source of everything, including Srimati Radharani, who's the source of all devotion, are manifested before us, or Prabhupada said they're dancing on our tongue. If we can somehow or another chant Hare Krishna, or somehow or another remember those things in relationship to Krishna, then there's and with the idea that we're trying to develop, actually, as Prabhupada writes in the Krishna book, the art of Krishna consciousness is the art of focusing one's attention and then giving one's love to Krishna. So we can't fully give our love yet, at least we can try and focus our attention, and as much as we can, try to remember that it should be done lovingly, or carefully, or at least we should pronounce the holy names. And with the idea that we're not talking to some letters of the alphabet, we're not praying to some letters of the alphabet, that Srimati Radharani and Krishna are there, and that we're asking them to engage us in the loving service. And if we ask sincerely, we may not ask with full love and devotion, but at least they'll understand that that's what we're asking for. And Krishna says, to those who are constantly devoted to worshiping with love, I give them the understanding to which they can come to me. So then they can give us the intelligence how we can chant Hare Krishna better, at least. Then Krishna can take over, and we can chant more attentively and more feelingly with the intelligence that Krishna will give us, because we're trying to chant more feelingly, more carefully, and more attentively, more consistently. Then the result is, if we do that, then all our desires, especially our spiritual desires, will be fulfilled. In other words, if Krishna can create unlimited universes, he can create a D-Land project here in Florida. Now we may think that we can do it by our intelligence, but then again we should understand we don't have very much intelligence. If we had any intelligence, we wouldn't be in the material world. And since we've got to the material world, if we had a whole lot of intelligence, we wouldn't identify ourselves with this gross and subtle body. Therefore, there's quite a limit to how much intelligence we have. But if we have enough intelligence that we don't have intelligence, then we can make some progress. And if we think we have a whole lot of intelligence and that we don't need Krishna in order to manifest whatever we want to do, we don't need Krishna and his representatives, their instructions to take how to take shelter of Krishna, and that we're going to do everything by ourselves. A lot of people thought like that, and from the external point of view, they were successful, but they never did anything to purify their hearts, to actually, which is our goal. Our goal is not just projects. The real project we have is to become fully conscious of Krishna. As Srila Prabhupada said, or Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada said, that in this world, there's no lack of anything except for Krishna consciousness. So our ultimate project is to do something which will put Krishna invite Krishna to come into our hearts. And of course, we have our authorities, our spiritual master, and the ISKCON authorities, we're working underneath them, under connection with Srila Prabhupada, and following his instructions. Then if our projects help us chant Hare Krishna without any offense, if they inspire us to do service to the holy name and chant Hare Krishna without offense, then Krishna will take care of everything else. Srila Prabhupada spread the Hare Krishna movement, and all of us can spread the Hare Krishna movement, not simply by our personal endeavor, but by providing a space within our heart for Krishna to enter into it. And that way, Krishna can manifest his potency And that potency is what will attract others. As Vidura, when he came back from pilgrimage, Arjuna greeted him with these words: Bhavan vidas bhagavatas tirtha bhutak swayam vibho tirtha korvanti tirtani swantak stena gatabrataha. That saints like yourself, they're verily holy places of pilgrimage, because wherever they go, they turn that place into a place of pilgrimage because they carry Krishna within the heart. So it's Krishna's presence that will attract people. The bliss, the unlimited bliss, the effect on our consciousness which awakens us to reality of our spiritual identity and everyone's spiritual identity, and the identity of Krishna and his eternal associates, the bliss and the full awareness of the wonders and the beauty of Krishna and his associates of being in Krishna consciousness. That's possible to bring with us and turn places into a place of pilgrimage if we carry Krishna within our heart. Otherwise, so many people have projects, big projects. We can't compete with them. It's in that we probably don't have the hundreds of billions of dollars that other people have to make big projects. But these people don't have any capacity to put Krishna in their heart, and therefore they can't change any place into a place of pilgrimage. So it's the same by putting Krishna there. So it's the same earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. You can find anywhere. Just a little better advertisement, that's all. But we have to create a reality in this world, all of us, or servants of Prabhupada in disciplic succession, create a shelter within a place of pilgrimage within our heart so Krishna can come there with his associates, so that wherever we go, we turn that place into a place of pilgrimage. And we have a project that project turns into a place of pilgrimage also. Then Krishna will be pleased, Krishna's devotees will be pleased, our Prabhupada will be pleased, the acharyas will be pleased, their representatives will be pleased, and we'll be pleased also. Then this place, the land, the project that His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj has created, and all our other projects will become divine, and there'll be whatever pastimes will go on here will be eternal also. And then we'll become eligible to return, but to be in the eternal pastimes of Krishna wherever we go and whatever we do, and help others do the same thing. So I'll stop there. Thank you. Any questions? So the main point is, when we chant Hare Krishna, we should realize that, or at least realize, we should remember at least that we're chanting to Srimati Radharani and Krishna. And our objective is to ask them to engage us in the loving service, to help us become more attentive, more feeling, more aware of their presence, and more desirous of giving our love to them, of serving them in whatever we're doing. More empowered to perform their service. So if we do that, then they'll certainly reciprocate, because that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came here, and he's Radha Krishna Nayanya, he's Srimati Radharani Krishna. And so what we're doing is real, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates will make it real for us. We'll experience what Krishna consciousness is. And if it's not real, still no one has prasadam like we have. So there's no loss. So I'll stop there. Any questions? Comments?
Thank you very much, Maharaj, for nice talk. Like for us, for this project, Maharaj, any specific instructions?
That's a specific instruction. There may be so many instructions, but things will happen the more we chant the holy name without offense, and regularly, according to some prescribed number of rounds, avoiding the 10 offenses, and then things will happen by Krishna's arrangement. And if we think we can do something without doing that, then we may, for some reason or another, but due to our past good deeds, manifest something here, but not to the satisfaction of Krishna and our acharyas and Prabhupada and our spiritual masters. That won't be to their satisfaction. Because the real thing we're trying to do is develop loving service to Krishna and his devotees. And there are devotees here too, aspiring devotees or devotees, and you have to have the loving exchanges with them. But to have that, then it's required, which offenselessly chant the holy name. If we don't have that, then we'll have a project, maybe wonderful buildings and cows and everything, but if this in our heart is not loving feelings towards Krishna and his devotees, towards compassion for the innocent people who come, and really with a service attitude, trying to help them become Krishna conscious, then it won't be to the satisfaction of Krishna or his associates or acharyas or Prabhupada or his representatives.
Thank you, Maharaj. Yeah, maybe the other what actually I wanted to understand is how much we should endeavor to do, like calling people here and going and meeting them, trying to influence them to come and get involved.
Not any more than, not anything that will interfere with your sadhana. Because without becoming Krishna conscious, we have nothing to offer to anyone who's here.
But then, Maharaj,
We may not be perfectly Krishna conscious, but we have to have a regular program to become Krishna conscious, so that whatever we can offer every day will be improved. It's not that we stop offering people, but it has to be balanced. We're not only have probably talked about transcendental sandwich, morning sadhana, afternoon outreach, and then some sadhana in the evening also. Then it's a complete meal. So bread in the morning, filling in the afternoon, and bread in the evening to have a complete sandwich. Without that balance, then will be ineffective. We may count the number of people, the amount of money, or whatever else, but if it's not spiritual, we're not spiritual, then it's just another material endeavor. Anything else? Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His Holiness Bhakti True Maharaj ki jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Bol.